This book, The Three Little Pigs by James Marshall, is told from the viewpoint of the three little pigs, the one who has the house of straw and the house of sticks and the house of bricks. And they have a completely different version. Remember what Mrs. Shanks said in the beginning, that there's two sides to every story and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Well, if you read this version, you will get the story from the piggy's version. Sometimes it's right. Am I going to read it? Okay. Shall we tell it from the piggy story?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Once upon a time, an old sow, that's a mother pig, sent her three little pigs out into the world to seek their fortunes. Now be sure to write. Remember, I love you. The first little pig met a man with a load of straw. I know, said the little pig. I'll buy your straw and build a house. That's not a good idea, said the man. Mind your own business, thank you, said the little pig. And he bought the straw and set about building a house, and it took him no time at all. Very soon, a lean and hungry wolf happened by, and pig was just about his favorite food in all the world. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in. To which the little pig replied, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. This annoyed the wolf to no end, and he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Go right ahead, said the little pig. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in, and he gobbled up the little pig. The second little pig met a man with a load of sticks. I've got it, said the little pig. I'll buy those sticks and I'll build a house. I'd think twice about that, said the man. Pooh, what would you know? And he bought the sticks and went to work building a house. Very pretty, he said. No sooner had the pig settled into his pretty little house than the wolf appeared. He was still hungry, and he said, little pig, let me come in. To which the little pig replied, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. The wolf didn't care for that at all, and he said, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Said the little pig. And so the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew that house in, and he gobbled up the little pig. Now the third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. These bricks will make a fine, sturdy house, said the man. Capital idea, my good fellow, said the little pig. So he bought the bricks and he set about building a house. It did take quite a bit of time, but it was well worth it. Nice and solid. Nice and solid. But no sooner had the pig moved in than he noticed that the wolf was loitering around. And the wolf, who was still hungry, said, little pig, come in, let me come in. To which the little pig replied, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Well, the wolf had heard that before from the other two pigs. And he said, then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Oh, don't do that, said the little pig. But the wolf did huff, and he did puff, and he huffed and he puffed until he was blue in the face. But the house stood firm. I'll try another approach, muttered the wolf. And he put on his most dazzling smile. Little pig, I was only teasing. By the way, I hear tell that Farmer Jones, down the road, has the most scrumptious turnips. Shall we go and pick a few, you and I? Oh, I'm much too busy now, said the little pig. What about tomorrow morning? Excellent, said the wolf. I'll come by for you at about 6. The pig got up at 5, hurried off to Farmer Jones's turnip field, picked a basket full of scrumptious turnips, and dashed back home. And when the wolf came at 6 o'clock, the turnips were already in the pot boiling away. Sorry, I couldn't wait, said the little pig. The wolf tried not to show his anger or his displeasure. No harm done, he said. By the way, there's a lovely apple tree down in Merry Meadow. Shall we, you and I, go ourselves to help ourselves to a few apples? I'm sorry, but I must cook my turnips, said the little pig. How about meeting me tomorrow morning? Splendid, said the wolf. Shall we say at 5? The next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off for the apples. It took longer than he expected to reach Merry Meadow, and while he was busy gathering these apples in the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching. Do try one of these, he called down, throwing an apple as far as he could. And when the wolf chased after the apple, the little pig shimmied down the tree and made it safely home. The next day the wolf came again, and really by this time he was very put out. There's a fair today on Hog Hill, he said. Would you care to go? Why don't we meet there? Said the little pig. Would 3 o'clock suit you? Colossal, said the wolf. 3 it is. Just to make sure, the wolf said he would be there at 2. At 1 in the afternoon, the little pig went to the fair and had a fine time, so fine that he lost track of the hour. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the wolf coming up the hill, and without a minute to spare, the little pig jumped inside an empty butter churn and rolled down the hill toward the wolf. Well, the wolf was so scared, he ran all the way home. That evening, the wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he'd been by this great round thing that came down the hill. Frightened you, didn't I? Said the little pig. That great round thing was a butter churn, and I was inside. This was simply too much for the wolf to stand. I have been nice to you long enough, he cried. I am going to eat you up right now. And he climbed up onto the roof. When the little pig saw this, he put a big iron pot in the fireplace as fast as he could and quickly made a fire. Here I come, cried the wolf. Dinner time. You can say that again, said the little pig. And he cooked the mean old wolf and gobbled him up.